Hey everybody, it's the Agnosticator here. I just want to do a quick video addressing a clip that I saw from Late Night with Seth Meyers. You guys have probably seen it. It's been pretty popular for the last couple of days, where he addresses Bernie Sanders supporters at the DNC. And this video kind of pissed me off because it's such a typical response that you get from people who support the Democratic establishment to what Bernie Sanders supporters are actually supporting and they're actually trying to do. So I just want to watch the video here along with you, and then I'll be stopping and starting the video as it goes and just refuting his points as we go. So let's do this.
As we mentioned, yesterday was the first day of the Democratic National Convention, and while there were messages of unity from Michelle Obama, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders, the evening was marred not by all Bernie supporters, but by a small percentage, members of the hardcore Bernie or Bust movement, who chanted and booed through most of the evening. Which brings me to a new segment called Hey! Hey! What's going on? I tuned in last night, and there was more white booing than the Casper movie.
Not a funny joke. He was much funnier on SNL, if I can just say. And this isn't just because I'm pissed off, but that wasn't a funny joke. And I don't know who his writers are, but his content and his stuff was much funnier on SNL. Anyway, that's just a personal opinion. Let's see what else he has to say.
Look, I know you're Bernie or Bust, but the results are in. Bust won.
Technically, yes, she did win, but you're also sort of ignoring the fact that most Bernie supporters, or at least the Bernie or Bust supporters like myself, never supported Hillary in the first place. They were never okay with Hillary in the first place. They probably were never even really, truly Democratic in the first place, or not part of the Democratic Party, I should say. And they were drawn in by Bernie Sanders. And they also realized that Bernie Sanders is probably our best hope to beat Donald Trump. Hillary is literally the only candidate that Donald Trump could beat. Seriously.
We don't have time for this. Donald Trump is ahead in the polls. The House is on fire. Stop crying because we're not putting it out with your hose.
In this case, Hillary Clinton is a little garden hose, like one of those ones that you turn the water on and it like expands, like one of those piddly little ones that you could probably piss more water than what comes out of these things. And Bernie Sanders is like a fire hose attached to a fire hydrant, spewing gallons and gallons and gallons of policy substance all over Donald Trump and drowning him out. What does Hillary Clinton do? She resorts to PC outrage. She gets mad at things he says. She doesn't address his policy substance. And when she does, it's the wrong policies. She agrees with him on all the wrong things and never really attacks him for what he says and what he does. It's ridiculous. I can't wait to see the debates between these two. And I think, honestly, I think that the debates are where Donald Trump is probably going to shine in this election. Because if you look throughout the entire primary process, when he had debates, he overwhelmingly won the debates, and his numbers shot through the roof when he's done. He's going to dismantle Hillary in these debates. I'm telling you, just like that's a prediction I'm making right now. It could not come true, but I'm pretty confident he's going to destroy her on the debate stage, and he's going to make her look like an idiot. He wouldn't be able to do that with Bernie Sanders because Bernie Sanders is not corrupt, and he's an honest, consistent leader and politician. Like, it's not like they're two equal hoses and we're trying to put them out here. Like, one is clearly the better option, and corruption and collusion with the DNC are the reason that we're having this shitty hose that we now have to try to put the fire out with. And not only do we, cover up because she's such a terribly flawed, corrupt candidate, nobody wants her. This is like the people that I know who hate Donald Trump but equally hate Hillary Clinton. They're just not going to go out and vote. It's not like they're going to hold their noses and go vote for Hillary Clinton. That's not going to happen. I have family members who hate Trump, but they hate Hillary Clinton just as much, and they're not scared enough of Trump to go vote for Hillary Clinton. Like, I have super conservative members of my family who are like telling me that they would vote for Bernie Sanders over Donald Trump. He is the best option that we have. It's not that we're booing the fact that both candidates are just as good and they're just as likely to defeat Trump. We're booing because the system, the establishment, is putting their own selfish wants and needs over the will of, or over what's really best for the party, which is Bernie Sanders.
Hey, pay attention.
I am paying attention.
We are on the cusp of electing a racist demagogue, and that never ends well.
It also never ends well when you elect a corrupt, warmongering, hawkish politician who's literally so corrupt that we know when she was Secretary of State, the Clinton Foundation took money from foreign governments, specifically Saudi Arabia, and then she approved arms deals to Saudi Arabia. You can't prove a quid pro quo, but the corruption is so deep inside this woman, there's nothing that she won't do for power. Is that the kind of person that you want elected either? No.
I don't know which class you ditched to go to those Bernie rallies, but I have a feeling it was history.
How unbelievably condescending is that? Because implicit in what he just said is that you're a know-nothing college student and you want free shit and you're just voting for Bernie Sanders because you're caught up in the political moment and you're not considering the consequences, the long-term consequences of a Trump presidency. Trust me, we've considered the consequences of the long-term consequences of a Trump presidency, but we don't think that Hillary Clinton is the candidate who can beat Trump. Simple as that.
You're like a Cavaliers fan who goes to the games and boos when LeBron dunks with the wrong hand.
Again, that would be like LeBron trying to dunk with a prosthetic arm when he has a perfectly good functioning other hand to do the dunking with.
Oh, wait, that would never happen because that is ridiculous. But I know what you're going to say. I don't know anyone who's planning to vote for Trump. Oh, you don't?
Not true. I know a lot of people who are planning on voting for Trump because they hate Hillary so much. Literally. There are people who I talk to who are concerned about Trump's foreign policy. They're concerned that he wants to torture people for no reason, really. They're concerned that he wants to kill civilians, but they hate Hillary so much that they're willing to put that aside and still vote for Trump. In fact, the people that I talk to who are more likely to vote for Trump rather than Hillary because they hate Hillary so much are much more than the people who are voting for Hillary because they're scared of Trump.
Did you ask everybody in your yoga class? Did you...
Again, the condescension is just... Ugh.
Check with the entire drum circle? Because guess what? You know you have that crazy uncle you only see at Thanksgiving? Well, this country is about 48% crazy uncles.
That is true. I'll give him that.
And it's about to be Thanksgiving all day, every day. And please don't say, pass the gravy, because if Trump is elected, no one gets gravy. Trump gets all of the gravy.
Another joke that just is not funny. Like, it's not. I don't even know. If you want funny jokes, like, don't even bother watching this show. It's just inane, just stupidity.
Also, because of you, Bernie is going to have to campaign for Hillary every day until Election Day, and he shouldn't have to do that. One, because he hates her.
For good reason. And no, Seth, I'm sorry. Bernie Sanders doesn't have to campaign for Hillary because of us. Bernie Sanders has to campaign for Hillary because of Hillary. Okay? It's not our responsibility to vote for Hillary just because Trump is terrible. It's not. Okay? Hillary needs to prove to us that she's the best candidate, and she needs to earn our vote. It's not something that I just give to somebody because they're the lesser of two evils. I'm done voting for the lesser of two evils. That's the only voting that I've ever done. I'm not going to do it anymore. Hillary Clinton needs to win the voters. She can't just rely on people getting on board because Trump is awful. That's just a shitty way to do business. It doesn't work. And we're talking about people who've never supported Hillary in the first place. Now their candidate is out, and not only is their candidate out, their candidate has been screwed over by Hillary and the DNC over and over and over again, and not given a fair shake from the beginning. So then you expect us to turn around and support a candidate who's not going to be able to beat Trump, more than likely. Like, I really honestly don't think that Hillary Clinton can beat Trump. And then have her spit in our faces by not choosing a progressive VP, by vetoing pretty much all of Bernie Sanders' platform ideas, and then by, I don't know, colluding with the DNC and then appointing taking Debbie Wasserman Schultz and making her a surrogate for her campaign after she literally has to resign from the DNC for corruption. It's not our fault that Bernie Sanders has to campaign. It's Hillary's fault. She's done nothing to get our vote. The minute she starts to become a little bit more progressive, the minute she starts to actually try to reconcile with us and reach out to us and not treat us like it's like a foregone conclusion that we're going to vote for her, then maybe we can talk. But she's not just going to get my vote for no reason.
It's just unlike you, he's adult enough to pretend he doesn't. And two, Bernie should be on a well-earned vacation, just sitting on a stoop, drinking cream soda and yelling at people to put their garbage in the trash can. And another thing, if you're going to put tape over your mouth to symbolize that you are being silenced, don't agree to do an interview.
Is there anything Hillary Clinton could say or do to win you over?
One or the other. Tape or talking, you can't do both. Look, I get disappointment. We've all experienced disappointment. I couldn't get Rihanna to go out with me, but I don't stand in the kitchen and boo my wife. At least not while she's telling me how she plans to make my life better. Bernie did.
That's funny, because your wife probably doesn't collude with, I don't know, your work to get you fired or anything else that has jurisdiction over you to actively sort of undermine you in things that you're trying to do, or your life, kind of like the DNC did. One of the more despicable things that they did was target his religious belief. From an email, quote, "It may make no difference, but for Kentucky and West Virginia, we can get someone to ask his belief. Does he believe in a God? He had skated on saying that he has a Jewish heritage. I think I read he is an atheist. This could make several points difference with my peeps. The Southern Baptist peeps would draw a big difference between a Jew and an atheist." That's just one of many ways that they tried to undermine Sanders in his campaign, but this one is particularly gross. As an atheist myself, this is atheist shaming. This is saying he's not fit to be president because he doesn't believe in a God. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Seriously. You're going to take that line of attack because you have no policy substance. You're then going to attack him personally and say, oh, he's an atheist, so clearly he can't be a good president. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And so you wonder why we boo. We're not booing because we're immature, sore losers. We're booing because the entire establishment is rigged against an actual democracy that represents what the people want, need, and what's best for the country. That's why we're booing. It has nothing to do with us being sore losers or not being adult enough. It has everything to do with the fact that this whole process has been a sham from beginning to end. Let's see what other shitty jokes that you have.
A great job. You did a great job. Your passion changed the Democratic Party, and that is no small thing. You should be proud of yourselves for his campaign, but also you have to be quiet now. Now is the time to be quiet.
No. Now is the time to be more vocal than ever to keep Bernie Sanders' revolution going. He just wants us to shut up now and pretend that, oh, it's over. We did a good job. We got, a $15 minimum wage in the platform. And that's it. Like, you want us to sit down, shut up, and pretend that Hillary Clinton's the greatest candidate ever to run for president and that we'd be stupid not to elect her. I've got news for you, pal. That's not going to happen. It's not our time to shut up. It's our time to be more vocal than ever. And maybe, just maybe, because of that, Hillary Clinton will be forced to even move further to the left, which is the only way she's going to beat Trump. Mark my words. Hear me now, quote me later, as my friend from Secular Talk, Kyle Kalinske, says. Hear me now, quote me later. If Hillary moves to the left, she will beat Donald Trump. If she ignores her progressive supporters and moves to the right, which it seems like she's doing unequivocally, she will lose.
This has been, hey!
What a thoroughly disappointing segment. Like, not funny, fallacious, just stupid, condescending, and it just embodies the attitude of the Democratic establishment. So no, we're going to continue to be Bernie or bust, Seth Meyers. And no, we don't need to shut up now. And yes, we have legitimate reason to be angry.